This video is a combination of mind-blowing scenery, unexplored, raw, and powerful beauty of a country and people deeply connected to nature. What you're about to see is unimaginable, captivating footage by an extraordinary Guyanese, Mike Charles. It is a compilation of years of work for which I thank Mike and his team. Guyana is undoubtedly the pinnacle of ecotourism. We are described as the best kept secret in nature tourism. But beyond this, we are simply the best preserved gem of nature, presenting the world's foremost destination for birding, nature, river, flora, fauna, and biodiversity fused together. Over the next 5 years, we'll aggressively demonstrate this through marketing and education. Enjoy the beauty of raw nature, Guyana.
Guyana, land of many waters. A country of large rivers, located on the northeastern coast of South America. We are accredited as the best ecotourism destination in the world. A nation recognized globally for its vast preserved primary tropical rainforest, a complex, delicate, and interdependent environment providing habitats for an enormous variety of plant and animal species. One of the best places for wildlife sightings in the region. Guyana is undisputedly rich in biodiversity, with one of the largest swaths of virgin rainforests in South America. Freshwater sources are abundant with extensive networks of rivers, with thousands of rapids and hundreds of absurdly beautiful waterfalls. We follow the canyon along the East Kurapung River. Here we encounter the pristine and stunning Kumarau waterfall. With a sheer drop of 640 feet and 200 feet wide, this spectacular waterfall takes on a grandeur all on its own. King Edward VIII Waterfalls is one of the tallest waterfalls in Guyana that plunges almost 850 feet from the Simang River in our Pacaraimans. Our rainforest functions as part of the lungs of the earth, continuously recycling carbon dioxide into oxygen. Guyana is one of only a few countries with rainforests that sequester more carbon than the nation's human activities generate. Like a bridal veil, Marina Falls cascades down the Kaieteur escarpment. We are no longer a secret to the rest of the world. Georgetown is our largest city and the capital of Guyana. It is located at the mouth of the Damarara River on the North Atlantic coastline. The Atlantic kept hidden for centuries, billions of barrels of oil reserves and counting. Journey with us as we experience the amazing sounds and colors of the rainforest. We depart Georgetown northwesterly along the North Atlantic coastline. More than 80% of the population resides along the coastline. The mouth of the mighty Essequibo River extends for more than 30 kilometers. Leguan Island sits in the delta of the Essequibo River and is primarily a rice farming and cattle rearing community. Wakenham Island also sits in the delta of the Essequibo River. Rice and coconut farming fill the landscape. Sans Souci is the main port of Wakenham. We set our sights on the Essequibo coast. Sadi Regional Hospital and Administrative Complex provide essential services to the neighboring communities. The changing scenery of lush rice fields of the Essequibo coast is a manifestation of our commitment to rice cultivation in all seasons. Rice is one of Guyana's main exports and a staple on the Guyanese table. Flocks of yellow-hooded blackbirds are common in rice fields across the coastline. They feed on insects in the rice fields and undiscarded paddy shells. The town of Anna Regina is the capital of the Pomeroon-Supinam region. It is the gateway to a number of Amerindian settlements, including Kapui. Lake Kapui irrigates the adjacent rice fields in the dry season. Our flight continues over the fish ponds of Hampton Court and onwards to Charity on the Pomeroon River. This is the river and community of Charity, the hub of all activities in this region. Pomeroon is renowned for its cassava kazarip, coconut oil, and a large variety of farm produce. The Pomeroon River is Guyana's deepest river. Along the banks of the Pomeroon River, you will find the slowest mammal on Earth, the three-toed sloth. Most of the sloth's life is spent in trees, eating and sleeping. They may sleep 15 to 20 hours a day. Caring for offspring is the sole responsibility of the mother for the first 6 to 9 months. We fly over coconut plantations as we approach the mouth of the Pomeroon River, where the tea-black waters of the Pomeroon merge with the milky brown waters of the North Atlantic. Here, the blue waters of the ocean embrace the brown waters of the coastline. We encounter flocks of magnificent frigate birds as we continue northwesterly over large areas of mangrove-protected coastline and desolate but inviting beaches. We are now 160 kilometers from Georgetown. This large lagoon is a result of many years of the ocean breaching the coastline during high tides. The waves in this area are extremely rough and powerful. Expedition by boat to this area is challenging and dangerous, not for the faint of heart. Using the power of the massive Atlantic waves, we secure our boat on the coastline as we begin our search for the greater flamingos. Night is fast approaching as booming thunder and flashing lightning in the distance signal impending storms. Crabs hunt small fishes in the shallow edges of the lagoon. It's midnight and the tide is rising. Mike is settled in his makeshift ground bed on the coastline. Bad idea. The powerful Atlantic waters surge into his makeshift camp, soaking his poncho ground bed. This will be a long night. The relentless pounding of the Atlantic is deafening.
Well, we spent the night here in search of these flamingos, and they're right down there. Okay, shortly we'll be leaving here to enter the swamps.
We struggle through swampy terrain in parts of the lagoon barefooted because traversing muddy swamps in boots is impossible, as the boots are sucked away from our feet. There are very aggressive crabs in this swamp. They snap at anything that moves.
Filming one of the spoonbill.
The roseate spoonbill is a glorious bird found in the swamplands of the North Atlantic coastline. It looks like valentines in the lagoon. After more than an hour, we finally reach a suitably camouflaged location where we could get our first glimpse of the brilliantly hued greater flamingos. The greater flamingos are by far the brightest and one of the largest of all flamingos. They are seldom attacked by predators because they live in remote, inhospitable places. These waters are briny. No fresh water here. Flamingos' offspring are born white or light gray. They give credence to the cliché, "You are what you eat." The pink and reddish colors of the flamingo's feathers are from eating pigments found in algae, larvae, small insects, blue, green, and red algae, mollusks, crustaceans, small fish, and invertebrates. The carotenoid levels in their food determine the brightness of their colors. With brilliant pinkish red plumage, long slender pink legs, and remarkably thin flexible neck, the flamingo is a distinctively graceful bird, whether standing or in flight. Like an airplane, the greater flamingos achieve flight from a running start to create lift over their wings. They can take off rapidly and fly to up to 35 miles per hour. These flying beauties have an average lifespan of more than 5 decades in the wild. Their spectacular running landings are also like airplanes. Our flight continues along the undisturbed Atlantic coastline, where a rare sighting of a beached humpback whale attracting compassionate villagers. This is Shell Beach. We approach Winey Point. Looking 17 miles ahead is Punta Playa, Guyana's northernmost point where our border begins with Venezuela. You're in the land of many waters. We fly over the Winey River, now through the Mora Passage and into the Barima River. Passing Morawana and ahead Aruca River as we approach Mabaruma. We pass over the 100-year-old historic rubber trees in the Mabaruma Township, following the winding Mabaruma Public Road to the Kamaka stretch on the Aruca. Here are the frontline communities of Wauna and Whitewater. The Amacura River ahead is the continuation of our border with Venezuela. We continue to the Acarabisi River, a tributary of the Cuyuni River, another point on the Guyana-Venezuelan border.
I'm standing on the right bank of the Cuyuni on the Guyana side. And if you look carefully across the Cuyuni River, to the left of that clearing, you will see the Acarabisi River. This river forms the border of Guyana and Venezuela. On the left is Venezuela and on the right is Guyana.
We follow the Kaieteur River to find the Kaieteur waterfalls. This waterfall is stunningly beautiful in both the dry and wet season. Our Pacaraima Mountains are spectacular. The Wanamu River establishes our border with Venezuela at Kaikan Village, another one of our frontline locations. Parika is located on the right bank of the estuary of the Essequibo River. It facilitates a vast inland and coastal water transportation network linking many parts of the county of Essequibo. Our flight will follow the mighty Essequibo River into the Patara River to find the white-collared swift. Established on Fort Island in 1743 was Fort Zealandia, and in 1752, the Court of Policy, reputedly the two oldest structures in Guyana. The Essequibo River is one of the longest and widest rivers in South America and the longest river in Guyana. The MV Malali has been in operation for more than 5 decades. The town of Bartica serves as the gateway to most of the mining areas in our interior. This is the gold-rich lands of Omai that produced 3.8 million ounces of gold over a 13-year period. Millions of ounces of gold remain in the reserve at Omai. A right turn-off of the Essequibo River takes us up the Potaro River. The Potaro River is another one of the great rivers in Guyana. The Amerindian village of Maikobi sits on the right bank of the Potaro River. Chumachumari was once a thriving community with hydroelectric power. Remnants of the Chumachumari Hydro Project are still evident at the Chumachumari Falls. The Denham Wire Suspension Bridge at Garawi Stream on the Potaro River links the town of Bartika and other communities to Madhya. The town of Madhya lies at the base of a part of our Pakaraima mountain range. In the background to the left is Madiana and Eagle Mountains. To the right is the Ibini mountain range. Amatuk Falls rages as we continue up the Potaro River. Guyana is blessed with millions of hectares of undisturbed rainforest, countless waterways, grand mountains, and glorious waterfalls. From green carpet jungle, we open up to one of the most powerful waterfalls on Earth, the majestic Kaieteur Falls. The white-collared swift lives in the Kaieteur National Park. They shower regularly while clinging onto vertical rocks along the Kaieteur Gorge. The white-collared swift forages at all altitudes most of the day, often in large bands. Tightly choreographed flocks fill the skies. Here is a view of Kaieteur Falls from 500 feet below the waterfall. Kaieteur Falls is the world's largest single-drop waterfall by volume. White-collared swift is a massive and powerful species. Their diet consists of insects which are caught in flight. White-collared swifts reside behind this great waterfall. Predators will have difficulty hunting these birds behind this powerful wall of water. Their screaming and chattering calls are barely heard because of the deafening sound of the waterfall. Cataractogenitis is the name of clouds formed by waterfalls. Clouds formed by Kaieteur Falls at times obscure large areas around the falls. Accurate weather reporting is essential for approaching aircraft during these occurrences. to 16 hour 6 at the Kaieteur airstrip, where we witnessed the effect of cataractinitis sweeping over the ground, reducing visibility to less than 200 feet. The white-collared swift churns above by the thousands.
I'm right on the edge of the waterfall looking at the white-collared swift diving into Kaieteur. There by the hundreds, but it's very difficult for us to see. Let's see what's up.
They roost behind this powerful waterfall, where they remain until dawn. It is a wonderful spectacle to witness. The brilliant female golden frog and the striking male Guyanan cock of the rock are colorful inhabitants of the Kaieteur National Park. They love the tropical humid forests and rocky areas. Leaving the Kaieteur National Park, we head southwest. This is the Amerindian village of Chinapau. This is the beautiful Amerindian village of Paramakatoi, located 2,500 feet above sea level in the Pacaraima mountain range. We continue along the Kawa River, passing the rolling savanna mountains of the Kaieteur Highlands. This is the indigenous village of Tusaneng in our Pacaraimas. Welcome to one of the world's largest untouched open spaces, our Rupununi savanna lands. Anai, the gateway to the Rupununi. In Anai Central, you will find predominantly Makushi and Wapishana indigenous groups. The Rupununi River meanders through the North Savannas. It is one of the main tributaries of the Essequibo River. Most of the oxbow lakes in the Rupununi contain the Victoria regia lily, the largest lily on Earth. Bird life thrives in these savannas. The Kaieteur River forms the border between Guyana on the left and Brazil on the right. We pass the sprawling town of Lethem. This town is the hub of most activities in this region. We head east toward the Kanuku Mountains. We glide over Mokomoko village. The Kanuku mountain range is located in the heart of the Rupununi savannas in southwestern Guyana. It is one of the most ecologically diverse areas in Guyana. An entrancing sight is flying over Tapabuia chrysanthus flowering trees. These are the brilliant yellow flowers decorating the mountains. They are like sunbursts that explode atop trees that tower at least 30 meters high. Leaving the Kanuku Mountains, we head into the South Savannas. To the left is Mountain Point Airstrip. The village of Shulenab comes into view. Mount Shiriri is one of the most prominent landmarks in the South Savannas. Dotting this magnificent landscape are many traditional indigenous villages adorned by bejeweled savannas, mountains, and colorful plains. After endless miles of scenery, Daranawa Ranch comes into view. The Daranawa Bridge links a number of Amerindian villages farther south. Our homegrown cowboys, the famous vaqueros of the Rupununi, enjoy the open savannas. Aishalton consists of predominantly Wapichan Amerindians. These proud and friendly indigenous Guyanese will sing for us.
Our country, our home, from coast to the hinterland. Welcome to Aishalton.
These petroglyphs are one of our historical sites which we value, and we are presenting this to the world.
The well-preserved petroglyphs in Aishalton offer a glimpse of a people's history as an ancient civilization. Our flight takes us further south from savannas to jungle. This is the gold-rich Marudi Mountains, located 525 kilometers southwest of Georgetown. Named after a folktale, Bat Mountain comes into view. The Amerindian community of Parabara sits on the right bank of the Kaieteur River, 540 kilometers direct from Georgetown and 2 degrees above the equator. Mangoes and grapefruits are abundant in this community. The large golden mushroom is found in these rainforests.
What's the name of your monkey, Priya?
Freddy.
Freddy?
Priya is a resident of Parabara. Her pet, Freddy, is a juvenile golden-handed tamarin monkey. These monkeys live in the tropical rainforest of Parabara, together with a natural predator, the ornate hawk eagle. This species are the only monkeys with claws instead of fingernails on all digits, except for the large toe. They eat primarily fruit, tree sap, insects, and small vertebrates. Priya must keep little Freddy safe. The ornate hawk eagle eats golden-handed tamarin monkeys. Leaving Parabara, we head southeast for 75 kilometers over thousands of hectares of intact rainforest. There is no human habitation along our route. We cross the long and winding Kaieteur River, entering the world's largest community-owned conservation area, Kanashen. The Guns airstrip is 575 kilometers from Georgetown. Kanashen is the largest of the 4 protected areas in Guyana, occupying more than 625,000 hectares of pristine rainforests. This protected area encompasses the headwaters of the mighty Essequibo River that flows from more than 1,000 kilometers to the North Atlantic. Crossing the Essequibo River, we approach the Waiwai village, Masakaneri. Masakaneri is the most remote village in southern Guyana. It is a part of the Kanashen community-owned conservation area.
Welcome to Kanashen.
We live in Guyana's tropical rainforest.
The high biodiversity wilderness is managed from Masakaneri, which means mosquito place. The Waiwais maintain their traditional way of life. Farine is a primary food made from cassava. Anne shows off her skills at preparing farine. Mangoes are abundant in Masakaneri. You can literally eat them off the trees as they hang inches from the ground. Unfu and Belito are the oldest couple in Mosquito Village. Unfu invited us into his home and shared some interesting hunting stories. Unfu would one day like to become a helicopter pilot. It is early morning in Mosquito Village. We can faintly hear the red howler monkeys along the Essequibo River. Howler monkeys are the loudest land mammal on Earth. The distinctive sound of the screaming peahaw and the red howler monkeys resonate along the banks of the Essequibo. The howler monkeys live in troops of sometimes 8 or more. Howlers use their prehensile tail as an extra arm to grip or even hang from branches. The dominant male appears. Male howler monkeys have large throats and specialized shell-like vocal chambers that create their loud, distinctive call. Spending almost all of their time in trees, they eat primarily leaves but supplement their diet with fruits, buds, seeds, and flowers. We leave the Mosquito Village now, heading northeast to the New River. The tiger shovel-nosed catfish, commonly known as the tigerfish, is a large and powerful predator, mainly in freshwater habitats. Their beautiful silver coloration with black stripes and spots gives them a tiger-like appearance. Here is a bushy-nosed plecos. River stingrays are distributed throughout most of our freshwater river systems, especially the upper reaches of Guyana. They are able to swim by undulating their pectoral fins that form their body disc. They have developed large spiracles that can suck in oxygen-rich water to flush over the gills that enables them to remain motionless for long periods. River stingrays eat a wide variety of food that includes worms, shrimp, and fish. They spend a percentage of their time buried under the sand or mud with just their eyes protruding. They carry one or more stingers on their tail spine. This is a formidable weapon capable of puncturing skin and flesh. Wounds from river stingray have resulted in fatalities in other South American countries. River stingray is feared by all who work along our rivers. During the dry season, river stingrays are sometimes trapped in shallow ponds along the riverbanks as the water recedes. They will eventually die as the water dries up. Vultures soar overhead. With their keen eyesight and a great sense of smell, they are the first to locate the stingray carcasses. King vultures are aggressive scavengers. They await the other species of vultures to locate a find and quickly swoop down and dominate the feast, pushing other vultures out of the way. The black vultures are quick to move aside for the kings. The king vulture is one of the larger species of vultures. Their beaks are thick and strong, great for shredding flesh, and their long, thick claws are good for keeping a tight grip on lunch. All vultures play an important role in their ecosystems by keeping the environment clean. King vultures are spectacular birds having colorful heads, black and white plumage, and striking silver eyes. Vultures are also hygienic, as seen here washing up after a carcass feasting. This astoundingly beautiful bird, when fully matured, attains a weight of almost 5 kilos and wingspan of almost 2 meters, which allow them to soar at altitude. Their large crop is also a distinctive feature. Wings checked, dry. The king vulture takes to flight. The spectacled caiman is the most common species of crocodiles found across Guyana. They feed mainly on fish, amphibians, other reptiles, and water birds. This caiman approaching directly to our boat is a bit unsettling. Capybaras are the world's largest rodent. These herbivores are found in areas with abundant water sources. They are excellent swimmers and can dive for almost 5 minutes. The tapir is the heavyweight of the South American rainforest, with adults weighing as much as 350 kilograms. These herbivores are mostly found near waterways where they can feed, rest, and bathe. The giant otter is the largest otter in the world. This endangered species is at the top of the rainforest food chain, being able to kill anacondas and caimans in rivers and waterways of Guyana. The rooster-tailed cicada is beautiful with its fragile, feather-like tail. Blue poison dart frogs are found on the jungle floor in some areas of New River. The jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas and can be found along the banks of our interior waterways. The bushmaster is the largest pit viper in the world, reaching a length of more than 3 meters and highly venomous. They live in remote, heavily forested terrain in Guyana and are considered the deadliest snake in the Americas. Their long fangs penetrate very deeply into flesh, injecting 8 times more venom than the average snake. This female ocelot's beautiful coat is covered in a mixture of black spots and small rosettes with distinct markings around the mouth and eyes. Being mostly nocturnal, ocelots hunt at night. They're awesome climbers that prey on small rodents, opossums, iguanas, and birds. These pygmy owls are getting nervous as this endangered species begins her vertical descent. Her rapid departure alerts the rainforest. Here is a rare glimpse of the most beautiful mosquito in the world, the savannas, then the ugly ones. White-faced saki monkeys live in our tropical rainforests. They are social animals living in small groups. They are extremely nimble, being able to leap about 10 meters between branches in a manner that has earned them the nickname flying monkeys. Aggression is displayed by fluffing up, body shaking and stomping its feet in an attempt to ward off potential danger. They stay in touch with chirping sounds. Males have blacker fur with a reddish-white forehead, face and throat. Females have brownish-gray fur with white or pale brown stripes around their noses and mouths. Sakis are active during the day and rarely descend from the jungle canopy to the ground. While they are primarily fruit eaters, white-faced saki monkeys will eat flowers, leaves, birds, bats, and small mammals. They are shy by nature, but sometimes curious. Emerald tree boas are non-venomous tree-dwelling snakes. These superb climbers use their prehensile tail and body to coil tightly onto trees for ascent. Trees without lower branches are climbed without difficulty. They feed mainly on small birds and rodents in the jungle canopy. The blue and yellow macaws are considered to be one of the most beautiful of all parrot species. They nest in cavities found in large dead trees. Love is in the air. These birds form monogamous pairs. They communicate with loud screaming and squawking calls. These parrots form close-knit groups, spending time with others in their flock. Our intermediate savannas, close to the Berbice River, looks like a painting. We fly over prehistoric mounds in these savannas. These mounds swell out of these savannas like a bad case of measles. These mounds remain the most exciting archaeological discovery made in Guyana. Ancient pottery found here were carbon dated to be approximately 5,000 years old. In these savannas, you will find the deadly South American rattlesnake. The South American rattlesnake is ranked among the most dangerous of snakes. They possess venom which is neurotoxic, causing muscle paralysis, respiratory distress, and death if not treated without delay. These pit vipers use heat-sensing pit on each side of their head, between the nostril and the eye, to detect warm-blooded prey. Rattlesnakes are not aggressive and will not attack if unprovoked. They are shy and timid reptiles. The giant anteater is the largest species of anteater in the world. They inhabit open grasslands, swamplands, and tropical rainforests, primarily feeding on ants and termites. They sometimes sleep during the day when the sun rays beam through the canopy. Giant anteaters have 10-centimeter long front claws, their main weapon against all predators, including the jaguar. Their large claws are also used to break open termite mounds. The pup spends the first year of its life hitching a ride on its mother's back. Sporting similar colors, the pup is mostly camouflaged. This solitary animal can weigh 60 kilograms with a length of 2.5 meters when fully matured. These animals have poor sight, but a keen sense of smell that allows them to quickly move away from danger. The labaria is the most feared snake in Central and South America, causing more deaths than any other snake in the region. Morpho butterflies inhabit our tropical rainforest with beautiful bright blue flashes. Little Johnny has been trying for months to hold the blue Morpho butterfly. Frustration mounts as he continues. His technique is not working. The blue morpho is among the largest and most beautiful butterfly in the world. Feasting on a fallen fruit are morphos and other butterflies. The morphos are abundant. Johnny may have his chance of catching a morpho as they surround him. Finally, Johnny catches a morpho. He is happy. He releases it back to the wild. The morpho retinor is the most iridescent of all morphos. Due to their size and striking beauty, blue morpho butterflies are one of the most symbolic and favorite of all Amazon butterfly species. The male postman butterfly is one of the most affectionate and patient butterflies in the rainforest. The love affair is charming. He will shadow her for hours before mating takes place. The rare Arcus imperialis is a delicate butterfly with bright metallic green colors with long, fine swallowtails. They love to bask in the sunlight when the sun rays penetrate the jungle canopy. They are extremely fast flyers. Here is the world's second largest toucan, the red-billed toucan. Their loud calls are one of the most characteristic sounds in our rainforest. This species of toucan is primarily an arboreal fruit eater, but will take insects, lizards, eggs, and small birds. Red-billed toucans weigh in at 700 grams with a length of 58 centimeters and a huge bill measuring 18 centimeters. Its bill is its primary defensive weapon. Guyana is home to 6 coral snakes, including the Mycurius lemniscatus. A bite from this snake is not painful, but deadly. You can be envenomed without noticing it. The strong neurotoxic venom is among the most potent found in snakes. Southern tamanduas inhabits our tropical rainforest scrubs and savannas. Mothers carry their pup for the first months of life. When threatened, tamanduas have the exceptional ability to climb rearward using their powerful forearms and claws, aided by their partial prehensile tail. This green horse whipsnake lays motionless on the branches. Those who move in the jungle are at the mercy of those who lie in wait. The green Anzo lizard is in imminent danger. Green horsewhip snakes prey on lizards. The jungle is quiet. The tropical screech owl is alerted. A 2-second maneuver and it's all over. The nocturnal tropical screech owl remains tense as the green horsewhip snake swallows his catch alive. The red-bellied macaw is a medium-sized parrot that will not resist feeding on awara. The awara palm tree trunks are covered densely in sharp black spines. With highly skilled and precise flight maneuvers, these macaws operate in this difficult environment when feeding. The red-bellied macaws have an annoyingly high-pitched call that is unlike other macaws. Its name is derived from the maroon patch on its belly. It is a resident of our tropical rainforest and swamplands, wherever murashi palms are found. The scarlet macaw is one of the largest and most beautiful parrot species in the world. They inhabit the rainforests of Central and South America. Scarlet macaws are known for their attractive plumage. Most parts of their body are in bright red, with blue and yellow markings on the upper wings and a light blue tail. The scarlet macaws also have a long life expectancy between 40 to 50 years. The kinkajou, also known as the honey bear, is a small, golden brown mammal found in our rainforest. They are nocturnal tree dwellers, spending most of their time in the rainforest canopies, feeding mostly on fruits, insects, and nectar from flowers. The laughing falcon has a distinctive call that can be heard from great distances in the rainforest. Sometimes two birds call together, producing a striking sound effect. The Amazon whip snake hunts frogs, birds, and small reptiles. Now the hunter becomes the hunted. With sharp eyesight and patience on a perch, the hunt is on. The specialist snake hunter mows down reptiles, mainly snakes, including venomous ones, biting them behind their head and swiftly moving to a perch where the prey is consumed. Even on an unsteady perch, the laughing falcon's head remains stable, constantly checking its surroundings for any sign of danger as it devours its meal. Cotton pods rupture on the jungle floor as a 9-banded armadillo investigates. This insectivore is on the hunt. The jungle is alerted by a Phloxpixis guan. An 8-foot-long tiger rat snake is detected. This beautiful non-venomous snake prey on birds which they swallow alive. He will have to hunt elsewhere. This dense golden brown furball is the rare pygmy anteater. It is the smallest member of the anteaters. When vulnerable, they defend themselves by striking out with their sharp claws. Here are 5 of the most poisonous caterpillars found in Guyana and the world. The hawk moth, Surinix tetrio caterpillars feed on the toxic frangipani host plants in our rainforest. The black saddleback caterpillar sting is very painful. It causes swelling, nausea, and leaves a rash that can last for days. This cute, fuzzy octopus monster is the monkey slug hag moth caterpillar. It dislodges its hairs into the wind, which causes fierce irritation that will last for days. Cute as a kitten is the horrifying pus caterpillar, one of the most toxic caterpillars in our rainforest. Its venom causes intense throbbing headaches, nausea, vomiting, intense abdominal distress, and sometimes shock and respiratory stress. The giant silkworm moth caterpillar is considered the deadliest caterpillar in the world. This is the most nightmarish caterpillar in our rainforest. It injects deadly venom on contact that is more toxic than many dangerous snakes. It will leave you breathless in a very bad way. It has been responsible for many human deaths in Brazil. Guyana is a wonderful nation with beautiful and friendly people. It covers wide expanses of pristine territory with magnificent scenic landscapes. full of potential, offering limitless possibilities with our extensive range of natural resources. Our 16 million hectares of conserved intact rainforest is an unspoiled wilderness of unique and rare species of flora and fauna. We are a leader in the fight to mitigate the harmful effects of global warming. Let's all help to save the world's tropical forests. So come, visit, and explore Guyana. And before you leave, plant a tree. Help save our planet. This is unique, picturesque, and phenomenal Guyana, yours to discover.